Enjoy access to all 4 Lincoln locations, free group fitness classes along with member pricing for the whole family on youth programs such as swimming, dance, and basketball. The YMCA even offers free health assessments to kickstart your workout. Start the new year off right as a member of the YMCA and enjoy no initiation fees through the end of the month. For a list of locations and to join, visit ymcalincoln.org. The YMCA, for a better us.
Acres, your premier John Deere dealer, has the largest selection of late model equipment in the Midwest. And for a limited time, Acres is offering low rate financing on all 2021 and 2022 S and X Series combines and 8 Series tractors. Qualified buyers can earn 3.9% financing for 60 months. And as an added bonus for your holiday season, if you purchase one of Acres' eligible machines before December 31st, you'll get a $5,000 gift card from Shields. Go to acres.com to learn more.
This year, give the gift of delicious food, incredible service, and a lasting memory with the Pillar Restaurant Group gift card. When you purchase a $50 gift card, you receive a $5 bonus card, or purchase a $100 gift card to receive a $20 bonus card. These cards can be used at all Pillar Restaurant Group locations, including Venue Restaurant and Lounge, Piedmont Bistro, The Butchery, The Bakery, and all Lincoln Good Sense Deli Fresh Subs locations. Available for purchase at any of our concepts or online at prgnebraska.com.
Concrete Industries, a Nebco company, has immediate job openings for precast production laborers. Concrete Industries offers great pay, health benefits, 401k, a wellness program, holidays, and paid time off. Apply today to earn a starting pay of $20 per hour and a $1,500 hiring bonus. Concrete Industries is hiring all experience levels and offers on-the-job training. Start your career today as a precast production laborer. Visit concreteindustries.com. Is your backyard ready for fun with friends and family this fall? GE Landscape Supply has pavers and boulders, which are a great accent for any landscaping project. And you can find them at 6701 Cornhusker Highway. GE Landscape Supply sells to homeowners and contractors with a vast selection of landscaping and construction materials. And don't forget, they deliver anywhere, nearby or far away. Stop by at 6701 Cornhusker Highway from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday to Friday. Go to gelandscapesupply.com for more info or call 402-467-1627.
December is here, which means your stress levels are probably high as you try to wrap up year-end work tasks, attend holiday gatherings, and find the perfect holiday gift for everyone in your family. Good news! The Body Shop can relieve your stress with a massage for you and a gift card for a massage for your shopping purposes. Book an appointment for yourself or get a gift card for the holidays today at thebodyshoplincoln.com. Located at 48th and A.
Welcome in to the Ahman Green Show on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. 12-year NFL veteran.
He's got some speed to go with strength.
Huskers and Green Bay Packers Hall of Famer.
Shovel pass to Green into Vikings territory. Finally brought down.
And University of Nebraska sports coach.
And Green all by himself. 20, 10, touchdown. 98 yards and a Lambeau leap.
Here is your host, Ahman Green.
What's up? Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Ahman Green. What's up, Harrison? On the ones and twos, how you doing, man?
Doing great. I don't know if you've caught it, but it has been an awesome Husker weekend, and the news only seems to get better. I don't know if you've caught the breaking news about Dylan Raiola possibly opening up his recruitment back open. Will Fong from 247 Sports just put his crystal ball prediction back to Nebraska for Dylan Raiola. So it's a lot of news.
Right?
Yep, 5-star quarterback. The guy that we're also excited for. We felt like we dropped the ball, or I shouldn't say we dropped the ball. It sounded like he made the decision to go to Georgia. You couldn't blame him. Looks like it's opening back up. Something's happening in Georgia where you might end up back at Nebraska. Knock on wood, but it's back to being a possibility at the least.
Hey, so you say there's a chance.
There's a chance. Will Fong says we have the best chance from 247 Sports. So, yeah, I don't know how you want to handle that one. A lot of excitement to start this Monday off.
Oh, man, that's big time, man, because obviously the obvious ties of a family. His uncle here now coaching. His dad played with me and was a freshman when he came in. He was like a bull in the china shop when Dominic got on campus during two-a-days his freshman year, which was my junior year, 97. I remember that training camp in particular, it's like halfway through the first week, and I can't remember who said it, but somebody on the offense was like, "You see this dang freshman? He causing havoc everywhere." I'm like, "Who are you talking about?" The kid, Dominic or something. I'm like, "Oh, Dominic Rioli?" I was like, "Oh, he's balling." They're like, "Yeah." Like everybody's complaining about him. I'm like, "Hey, he's a lineman. Great. I want him like that. I want him off the chain. I need that in my life. I need linemen that get aggressive all the time." I remember my freshman year, Aaron Taylor, Aaron Graham. When I said this before on the show, I jump in that huddle for the first time during I think our first home game. And all I see is number 67 and 54 in my face. "Freshman, you're gonna get the ball. We're gonna put it in the end zone right now." I'm like, "Yeah, no problem. We're gonna do that. Yes, you got it." So having somebody like Dominic, when he came in as a freshman, he was already well above obviously competition and the aggressiveness that you got to have as a Nebraska offensive line at that time to be in the building. When I mean in the building, that means somewhere on the starting roster or the backup. He was already claiming his spot. And like I said, he was driving guys crazy on the defensive side of the ball because of his antics of basically playing aggressive and then sometimes a little extracurricular, a little push and shove after the whistle was blown.
That was the normal back then, to be fair. We've had enough black shirt stories here, but we have one from the text line here. And again, you guys can always join in. 402-464-5685, Starter Heyman text line. The Virginia Pirate, not putting water on the news of the possible reopening of Dylan Raiola. He says Wiltfong doesn't predict until he pretty much knows. His accuracy percentage is like 95% or something like that. And it's actually 96 when you look at it. So it is good when you have that news coming out from Wiltfong of 247 Sports on the crystal ball prediction. But yeah, I mean, it's just been a lot going on here for Nebraska sports as a whole. You want to shout out Nebraska volleyball, obviously. Nebraska basketball, men's and women's, both take a win against Michigan State. The women's able to do it on the road. Nebraska able to do it back here at home to get back even in conference play 1-1 in Michigan State. It's just crazy to think they were a top 5 AP team coming into the season. And they're sitting there 0-2 to start out conference play. But Ahman Green, right. I mean, I'm just curious, you catch any of those games over the weekend, in particular, just Tom Izzo and the Michigan State players? It's interesting to see them down this bad early. I don't think they're a bad team. I expect them to rebound, but I mean, they might be NIT bound at the rate they're going right now. If that, it's a tough start to open up conference play 0-2. Tough schedule, but still brutal opener to a Michigan State team that we're just not used to seeing.
Right. I got caught up today on all my Husker information, and I went to the Nebraska ladies on Thursday, first round, or what's that, Sweet 16 against Georgia Tech, and could rub it in. Rub it in a little bit to my old former teammate Dorsey Levins, who went to Georgia Tech a little bit. I'll talk to him in the morning on our podcast about that. See if he's even paying attention to ladies volleyball. To say that, oh, we beat y'all, just to say hello, good morning to you, sir. But no, the basketball team, with Izzo, great coach, Hall of Fame coach, obviously. But
100%,
you have those games, you have these seasons start up, and sometimes your team doesn't start where it should be. They start slow. And fortunate for us, we have started fast. We've had a good series of games, only being the Creighton game that was the biggest, obviously, loss, but then also a kind of, I'll say, eye opener. Now going into the regular season, some Big Ten games. And so I think teams will start. I think for teams in the Big Ten with us, with basketball, they don't know which way to come at us. They just know that obviously it's a game that's going to be competitive, but usually they think that, okay, we could get a win here. But now with this right here, and this could start for a track of good things for our team moving down the slate, especially going into Big Ten play later.
Yeah, and it's exciting to watch too. You kind of pointed out with Nebraska basketball. Like I was talking about it Sunday, thinking they're going to have to find a guy when the game gets tight down the stretch that's going to be able to kind of make the tough shots, get a tough bucket. A lot of times you see in the NBA, I just might be dead wrong on that because yesterday, once again, it was a win by committee. You had multiple guys in double digits from the starters to the bench. There isn't necessarily that key guy yet. You might argue the best player on the team has been Juwan Gary when healthy. But for the most part, it's been committee. Keisei Tamanaga, what he has in the bag. He's able to erupt at any moment. And he showed that with some crazy three-point making ability last night. But again, you saw Rice come in there, make some good shots. Again, Juan Gary, despite the shoulder injury that he's kind of hugging all night long, he played pretty well. And then Rink Mast grabbing 14 rebounds. I was a little worried about what it's going to look like as he gets the more Big Ten size, but Rink Mast, he dominated the front court last night, and I was really impressed by him because I don't think too many people look at him as the all physical imposing Rink Mast, but he was doing work down there, secured 14 boards. When I was watching the game, I knew it was going to be a high total. It just looked like he was everywhere. Shooting numbers weren't great for him, but he did make a huge hook shot over a mismatch on one of the guards, Michigan State, late down the stretch when Nebraska really needed it before we just started shooting free throws at the end there. Which again, you got to shout out Nebraska, shooting above 75% from the free throw line this year. Quite a jump from last season. And again, obviously last night you shoot 86% from the line. You make 8 of your last 8 when you get into that free throw crunch time. There's a lot of things with the Nebraska basketball team. It's given me a lot of hope. You had a loss to Creighton and Minnesota back-to-back. Got a little worried there because it looked like you just got out hustled against Minnesota. But they're showing a lot. The free throw numbers are big. That's been consistent these past few games. I mean, there's so many games last year where you just felt like you lost because you couldn't get the free points at the free throw line, and they're taking care of that this year. So I got a lot of hope for the team.
Me too. I mean, you got to have the the hope. You got to have that fast start as a team coming into Big Ten play, because we know the Big Ten is one of the top conferences for basketball, and they have a kid over in Purdue in terms of grabbing boards that does that because of his height. He's a big, tall kid, so you got to match fire with fire, and having players come in off the bench to get points and boards and points, like Bryce Williams scoring on his points in the second half with all 14. In terms of making that his mark on the game as well, and then also his mark on the season, knowing where he could fit in key situations. Because once you get into the Big Ten tournament play, that obviously come later in this season, come February before March Madness, then you get a good testing point in that Big Ten tournament, because you play against about 2 or 3 teams that are going to be going to the NCAA tournament, and then you kind of measure yourself off that. And so having this start here, and then other games that come along that we can all talk about to see where they're at, kind of like what we had going on this season for football. So just kind of match these games and understand what they got to do, and just stick to it. And grabbing boards, guys like Dennis Rodman lived in the NBA, made a Hall of Famer career off of grabbing boards. Not scoring the points is a thing, obviously, but when you could grab them boards, that's offensive. Then restart of that clock for your team, and you could pass it off to the offensive leader to make sure you get points on the board.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, I think the front court was a little bit of a concern. It's looking pretty good right now. Obviously, you still got some players who will wonder when they'll get back in the court. Cato, Ramel Lloyd Jr. is a guy we still haven't seen yet. He was in the warm-ups doing layups last night versus Minnesota, or excuse me, not
Ramel hasn't got in yet, huh?
Yeah, so Ramel Lloyd Jr., hopefully that's a good sign of things to come. I think he's a guy a lot of people are just curious about, highly praised, coming from California. Over at AMG Academy. I think a lot of people are curious to see what he can do, but you have some answers right now, and it's just been really impressive. Looking at this Nebraska basketball team with this scoring by committee, do you think that they need to find a guy, or are you totally okay with the leading scorer being a different guy just about every other night?
I say early in the season as a coach, I'm okay with that, because then everybody's kind of finding their groove, finding their niche. But as the season goes on, I want to have at least 2 guys that I know that I could draw up plays for coming off the bench. Call a timeout in a sticky situation or a close game where I could call on 2 guys. Then the defense or the other team has to basically be honest and not double team the one guy. If I could have 2 guys that I know I could draw a plays for an inbound play to try to win the game or take it at overtime or whatever situation that we're in, then I'm happy as a coach. So for Coach Fred Hoiberg can do that, and find those 1 or 2 people that's going to put up a good 15 to 20 point average per game. They want that, and that's huge on the coming into a conference like here in the Big Ten.
Yeah, and I think it really might be, at least to me right now, it looks like Juwan Gary and Casey Tamanaga are going to be the biggest scoring threats out there. Could be Bryce Williams down the stretch. There's just been times where it looks like he's trying to use his size and height, might lead to turnover sometime, a little reckless down the rim. Maybe you get Mast involved because he's just such a great playmaker. Let him decide which option is going to be the better one to go to. But nonetheless, it's been fun to watch break an 11-game losing streak to Michigan State, which surprised me a little bit. I didn't realize it was 11 games in a row we've lost to Michigan State. good to get that one. And Tim, Izzo gives Nebraska credit at the end, saying we deserve to win it. You look at the stats across the board, Nebraska did what they needed to do. But that's pretty much all I got for Nebraska basketball. I hope for them to continue some solid conference play here. You got back to even. You're where you want to be now. Future's in your hands. You woke back up from that tough Minnesota loss. But I'm curious about your thoughts. You got to go to the volleyball game on Thursday. Nebraska will have Pitt up next. But it was an impressive Arkansas game. In particular, I can't remember. I think it was number 10, 5'7" outside hitter for Arkansas. Her vertical had to be 35 inches. It was incredible watching her for the night. But nonetheless, Nebraska, after a really close back and forth first set, they took care of business. But what are your thoughts on Nebraska volleyball versus Arkansas?
I saw the Georgia Tech game. That was the game I was at. First round. So Arkansas was the next game, which I didn't get a chance to see. But for the Georgia Tech game and for the season, the games I've seen throughout the season, and this for the highlights of the season, of knowing that this is the team right now. We are the team. We have the team on campus that is the number one team in the country, right? And so that mindset is, I know Coach Cook is reiterating the fact that we're number one. But that doesn't mean nothing yet. It doesn't really suit where we want to go. So having these conversations over and over again with the players, and I think with the locker room they had, is amazing to me still, and not amazing, but just awesome still, where you got majority in our locker room are underclass men. They're underclass. I say underclass women, how you want to say it. So that then now this is going to not just be this year, but then years to come, these kids, these ladies know exactly the mindset they have to go into every little regular season, preseason tournament, now Big Ten tournament to finishing off now the NCAA tournament. They punched their ticket down to Tampa. They're in Tampa right now, getting ready to play against other teams. Like you said, they had another good game against Arkansas. So just understanding what that means, and obviously knowing that you're big target on your back every game. Something that I can relate to, Coach Osborne will always basically tell us that, yes, we're the number one team in the country, but the other team coming in may not be ranked as high or even in the top 25, but we got to treat them like they're the number one country or number one team in the country, pretty much, when we play against them. And so for Nebraska ladies volleyball right now, I'm pretty sure that's their mindset, that we're playing them just like they're Wisconsin, just like they're Penn State, just like they're the best team outside of us on that court. So we got to bring our A game. They had a little lull. I know when at that GT match, the third game, just a little lull in there for a little bit, but then brought it back and actually capped it off, because to the previous games, that third game was the game they lost. They would win two matches and lose the third. That third set. I'm sorry, that third set, and then lose it, but then go to the fourth or fifth set and then knock it out. And so now winning that one kind of brings the experience to a player when you go through certain things. Now you have it checked in the box. We can win this match 3 right here. We can't just not let it go, because we end up winning now. It's over. So having that in your head that we did it. This is how we did it last time against a team, against Georgia Tech or any other team. We got to do this next time if we want to close it out sooner than later, instead of letting it go all 5 matches.
Yeah, I'm glad you pointed out that third set, because that seems to have been a problem for Nebraska volleyball. You dominate 1 and 2. And that third one, you end up dragging out games when it feels like you could have got that. But it has been impressive nonetheless. I'm excited what it looks like against Pitt. That's who they'll have up next. But yeah, definitely can't wait to continue supporting them. But you talked a little bit, when you are that number one team, when you do have all that pressure on you, do you think it helped Nebraska volleyball losing to Wisconsin in the regular season when there really wasn't anything on the line other than an undefeated title? Or am I overthinking that? Does, losing that game actually not mean anything?
No, it means a whole lot, because then, like I said, it's experiences now. You know what that feels like. You know what that pressure felt like. You know what that back of the taste feels like when you're losing to the team that you don't like. They're your rival. They're the team that's just, when people compare teams in the Big Ten, or if they compare teams in the nation, they're comparing you to.
Yeah, it's 1A and 1B.
Exactly.
Much.
So to have that experience is a good thing. Either way, I say more way than losing is more out of it. You get more out of a loss than if they would have beat them at that point in time, because then you could really look and hold yourself accountable. And I know Coach John Cook has done that, building that among the ladies there, that accountability within, because then they'll know, okay, this is my job. Either I failed it or I didn't quite do it. I didn't come up to par. So now next game, I have to go exceed the par, exceed the expectations, not only just for myself, but for my teammates. and my coaching. And here, that's it. Don't worry about anybody outside of there. Teammates, coaches, that's it. Because once you start thinking about the media and family and friends, then it gets overwhelming, and then you're kind of lose your track. So just think in that small bubble, your teammates that are on the court with you and those coaches that are coaching you, in the film room, on the practice court, and getting ready for every game after game. So then it makes it a little bit easier to focus game by game.
Yeah, I want to ask you a follow up on that. What are some of those pitfalls when you are talked about as the team, or if not one of the teams, to win it all? What are some of those common pitfalls? You've been fortunate enough and worked hard enough to be part of a lot of those rosters under the Osborne era. What are some of those pitfalls that the teams, that the whole media, the world's excited about them? What are common pitfalls that teams like that can maybe fall into?
Real easy. You start believing your hype. When you are in your news, if you're now, the kids got so many ways to process things, right? We got tablets, we got PCs, we got your cell phone. And you got your own social media that people could be following you, you're following people, and they're be commenting on your pictures. And so you're following, and then all that hypeness is going to your head, like your head starts to grow. Or I'm that player, I should be doing this. If I'm not starting, why am I not? You start asking questions that shouldn't even be asked. Because if you're in a team environment, it's every person for themselves, and we all got to support each other. It's a collaboration here, and this is why we succeed as a team, not as an individual. This is not track. This is not MMA fighting, because that's individual things. What else? Golf. It's not golf. This is volleyball. It's basketball. It's football. It's some of the best team sports out there. And so that's the one thing. One and easy, and really the only thing is don't believe your hype. And that was something I learned as a kid between my two older brothers and my dad telling me, which I didn't read the newspaper a whole lot, only to find out the movie times at the local theater at that time when we got back to Omaha, and then when I was out in Los Angeles. So I didn't go in the newspaper a whole lot. I thought it was homework most of the time. So don't read your press clippings. I mean, it's everywhere now. And then, just stay within yourself and know your game, and make sure you check all the boxes over and over again. Day by day, you wake up, you eat breakfast, go to school. This is finals week. They got to wrap that up, and then start focusing on the volleyball matches. That'll be number one priority once school's out for all the lady volleyball teams out there.
Yeah, and that's what's so impressive about this team. You mentioned it before, is you talked about some of those pitfalls, how easy it is to let the media, especially today, Twitter. If I was a Nebraska volleyball player, I'd have a hard time staying off social media. The positive output would just be incredible to hear about how great you are all the time. But they're young, and they don't seem to ever let it go to their head, which is incredible considering, a lot of those girls are freshmen on that roster, and they're still staying humble. They seem to get better as the season goes on, which seems to be another problem. When you are the quote unquote best, it seems to be a lot harder to improve because it feels like you're not getting challenged. Take some real iron sharpens iron to kind of make those teams better. But despite all that, John Cook and that volleyball roster with a ton of young players have consistently gotten better throughout the season and don't ever seem to lose focus. So super excited to watch them as they continue to have a great season. They'll be playing Pitt next as the Final Four continues. But nonetheless, we do got to throw to our first break here on the Ahman Green Show. I'm Harrison on the ones and twos. Host as always, Ahman Green streaming in. Don't go anywhere.
Concrete Industries has immediate job openings for precast production laborers. Concrete Industries offers great pay, health benefits, 401k, a wellness program, holidays, and paid time off. Apply today to earn a starting pay of $20 per hour and a $1,500 hiring bonus. Concrete Industries is hiring all experience levels and offers on-the-job training. Start your career today as a precast production laborer. Visit concreteindustries.com.
December is here, which means your stress levels are probably high as you try to wrap up year-end work tasks, attend holiday gatherings, and find the perfect holiday gift for everyone in your family. Good news! The Body Shop can relieve your stress with a massage for you and a gift card for a massage for your shopping purposes. Book an appointment for yourself or get a gift card for the holidays today at thebodyshoplincoln.com, located at 48th and A.
Acres, your premier John Deere dealer, has the largest selection of late model equipment in the Midwest. And for a limited time, Acres is offering low rate financing on all 2021 and 2022 S and X Series combines and 8 Series tractors. Qualified buyers can earn 3.9% financing for 60 months. And as an added bonus for your holiday season, if you purchase one of Acres' eligible machines before December 31st, you'll get a $5,000 gift card from Shields. Go to acres.com to learn more.
Gray Diesel and Equipment Services is hiring and seeking motivated applicants. Gray offers a second-to-none benefit package that includes health, dental, vision, 401k, paid vacation, and paid holidays. They offer great pay and tuition reimbursement or a tool purchase program for qualified candidates. It's a fun, friendly team with lots of variety and work assignments, so there's something for everybody. View and apply for their job openings today at grayusa.com or visit them in person just off I-80 and North 56th Street. Come be a part of the Gray difference.
WWE Friday Night SmackDown returns to Lincoln, January 12th, 6:45 p.m. Pinnacle Bank Arena.
Let's throw down right now.
See Rey Mysterio, LA Knight, Bobby Lashley, The Street Profits, Charlotte Flair, Io Sky, Carlito, and more. It's WWE's Friday Night SmackDown in Lincoln, January 12th. Tickets start at $25 and on sale now. Ticketmaster.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now, they've raised wages again, and they're hiring for production operators at $24.62 per hour, which grows to $28.97 per hour within 3 years. Skilled trade positions now start at $33.36 per hour, with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates, with increased bonuses and vacation for new hires. To learn more or apply, go to continentaljobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
Getting experience to jumpstart a meaningful career can be difficult, and education can cost a fortune. Luckily, AmeriCorps can be the solution. With AmeriCorps, you'll earn a stipend and education award while helping people. Plus, you'll gain professional skills and make connections to help you build your career. If you're ready to start a career you can be proud of, visit serve.nebraska.gov/service to find a program for you. Paid for by Serve Nebraska, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
If you want all the latest technologies from those big banks, but you also want that hometown feel when you walk in the front doors, choose Midwest Bank. They have top-notch technology. They make banking so easy, and they also have the friendliest staff who will take their time to get to know you and treat you like family. You get the best of both worlds when you choose Midwest Bank. I live on the go, and now I can bank on the go. With Midwest Bank, I have everything I need at my fingertips. I'm volleyball player Allie Batenhorst, and at Midwest Bank, you'll love banking here.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Discover the difference that expertise and experience can make in your real estate journey with Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Whether you need an appraisal, sales, or farm management, Next Ag comes up with a solution with your legacy and goals in mind. Next Ag isn't just their name, it's your future. So why wait? Visit their website today at www.nextagrealestate.com or give them a call at 402-380-0432 and turn your dreams into reality. Your land, your legacy, their solutions. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty.
This year, give the gift of delicious food, incredible service, and a lasting memory with the Pillar Restaurant Group gift card. When you purchase a $50 gift card, you receive a $5 bonus card, or purchase a $100 gift card to receive a $20 bonus card. These cards can be used at all Pillar Restaurant Group locations, including Venue Restaurant and Lounge, Piedmont Bistro, The Butchery, The Bakery, and all Lincoln Good Sense Deli Fresh Subs locations. Available for purchase at any of our concepts or online at prgnebraska.com.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your late forecast for today, expecting lots of sunshine. It'll be mild as well. We'll see a high of around 50. Tonight, increasing cloud cover with the low near 25. And tomorrow, mainly cloudy skies with a few flurries are possible, especially in the afternoon. We'll see a high of around 38. I'm meteorologist Kyle Clucker from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is the Ahman Green Show on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back into the Ahman Green Show. I am on the board, as always, running the ones and twos. We got the host, Ahman Green, streaming in, director of esports at UNL. And real quick here, we haven't had the chance to talk about it, but on our off-air discussions, let's talk about some of these Big Ten all honors. Obviously, on defense, the only players that were able to get on some of those Big Ten honors, but you want to shout out to Luke Reimer, third-team selection by the Big Ten coaches poll. Obviously, great season for him. 48 tackles, including 7.5 for loss and 5 sacks.
Yeah,
and then,
local kid, North Star. There you go.
Shout him out. And then real quick here, the honorable mentions for coaches and media. Isaac Gifford, Quentin Newsome, Tommy Heel, and Omar Brown. And, of course, Nash Hutmacher off the line. And another one, Ty Robinson. Ty Robinson, probably the most surprising to me. I thought he would at least get third team. But nonetheless, want to shout out those Huskers. Ahman Green, what are your initial thoughts on that list?
Hey, fantastic. And, this goes to show you the work they put in this season. Defense was the side of the ball that you saw the biggest, transitional change between coaching staffs. They became that defense that Coach Rule talked about, making sure they basically controlled the line of scrimmage, making sure, sure tackling. We saw it go up and down, but mostly once it got to the end of the season, it stayed consistent, making tackles, making plays, causing turnovers from interceptions to fumbles, and just making their stamp on a game where they put their offense in the best situation possible. Now it was just giving the ball back, and after that, you kind of let the cruise control go to see what happens with the offense. And we saw still offensive woes that we had that still got to, develop to get better for next season, but that's why we have seasons. That's why we go in and out of this. That's why we have the goals. But for these young men to get these honors is a big deal, because obviously this goes on the resume, but then as a player, they know the measurement. Okay, this is what I did last year, this past season, to get where I've gotten, and what that did for me individually, but then also what that did for my team. When I played at this level, like a Luke Reimer, playing like at the level he did, being a local kid too, all that kind of comes in the the fray of things, because then you have local kids knowing him since he was at Lincoln North Star, and now he's at Nebraska and he's getting these honors. They could also project themselves. Hey, I could be the next Luke Reimer coming down the pipe for Coach Rule on defense, or maybe offensive side of the ball, where we can then continue to have players, one that can come in and be positively producing output, offensive, defense. So that right there is, it bodes well, not only for that player, but then for the program, understanding what type of players are being developed under Coach Rule's staff right now.
Yeah, and with Luke Reimer too, I think you're totally right. That's a Nebraska kid who at one point in time, not too many Nebraska fans were totally familiar with or aware of what school he went to right here in Nebraska. But I feel like last season, you really started to see that flash against that Buffalo. He gets that interception, runs it in for, I can't remember if he got to a touchdown or went down around, right inside the 10-yard line. But you just saw a guy that was all over the field that consistently got better on the defensive end. I know a lot of people were excited to see him back there when he was healthy, because it was a big deal for Nebraska. When he was able to come back on the team and be healthy, you saw that difference right away. We do got a comment here on Twitch saying we got to talk about Dylan Raiola. Go back on YouTube, rewatch that first segment. Yes, it is true. It is possible that he's reopening his commitment back up in Nebraska, according to Will Fong, has the crystal ball pointing at Nebraska, who's about 95.5%, rounded up to 96% right on those recruiting with the crystal ball. So if you want to be, my own trackers for me, check out Flight Tracker. If you see anything new, feel free to comment. 402-464-5685. We can talk about it. But pretty much that's what we're left with so far. We'll see. This news didn't break too long ago. So as news does continue to creep out, if there's something new that is breaking that comes out during the show or the next show, we'll be sure to give a mention to it. But in the meantime, I'd keep your own eyes glued, because it seems like it's going to be updating within every 10 minutes or so. But definitely big news there. And we kind of talked about Raiola in the first segment too, having Donovan here. And shout out to him, right? He got his pay upgrade. And we kind of talked about having him back for year one, year two. What to you is the value on Matt Rule going against the grain? Because you got to imagine At least for a majority of people, not a lot of people were pumped about Donovan Raiola coming back and coaching the O-line again for another year at Nebraska in year 2. Now he's got another pay upgrade. He'll be back year 3. What are your thoughts on that and just what he's been able to do in that second year when the fan base wasn't necessarily behind him?
And so what I know about fan bases, being an athlete since I was, at Omaha Central, in terms of having fans give opinions on things, what you got to learn is, as a fan, especially as a coach, as a new coaching staff coming in, it takes a good 1 to almost 2.5 years for your coaching modalities, methods, everything that you teach these young athletes to take place, to take hold, for them to really start believing. Now, somebody that comes in that is a strong personality like Donovan, which he is, he's just like his brother, really strong personality, positive but strong. When I say strong, that means firm. That means I'm gonna give it to you straight. I'm not gonna sugarcoat nothing with you. I'm gonna tell you like it is. If you have a terrible practice, I'm gonna tell you had a terrible practice today. But this is why. I'm gonna show you why you had a terrible practice, and then I'm gonna walk you through how to get better. And so that's the type of coaching that Dominic, Donovan, myself, we all experience. And so having that in the locker room for especially the offensive line, that is a position where your game is play by play. Your practice is literally, because you can have one play where you totally pancake a guy, then the next play you get owned. It's like, oh, okay. So it's every play, your mental is got to be where it doesn't matter. It stays consistent. You get your butt kicked one play, okay, yeah, he got me on that play, but now we got this power run coming at you, and now I'm gonna double team him up into the Mike linebacker and get my hole from my running back. So you got to stay consistency there mentally, because if you don't, as an offensive line mindset, it's back and forth. So having Donovan as a coach, coaching that up, I seen him do it at spring ball. Now his ways are kind of getting set in, going into at the part we're halfway through year 1. I say because of spring ball. That's when they got here last year. So we're halfway through year 1. So they're evaluating everything now. And then once the spring ball season get here, once we get back from winter break, we'll start to see those transitional changes. And we saw it slowly during the end of the year, but technique-wise was still a little off. Discipline-wise was still a little off. Every now and then we saw old linemen jumping off sides where, hey, you got it. Doesn't take talent to hold water. It doesn't take talent to stand still. That's what I had coaches tell me all the time. If you jump off sides, hey, bro, it don't take no talent to stay off sides. Now, that means you're not focused right now. So just teaching them that type of stuff and being upfront with them, that core of offensive linemen will be, at the end of the day, at the end of their time on campus, they're going to feel and understand why Donovan is so hard on them to get their minds right per game there. And real shout out before we finish the last conversation about the players that got the honorable mention. I mean, Luke Reimer getting 3rd team, but then all the other players honorable mention. Shout out to them. Good job, because that's also honorable mention is a little bit of, it's a notch on your belt to get honored for what you did during the season. The changes that we're seeing from other players and your peers and the coaches from around the Big Ten is a big deal. So shout out to those players as well. But back to Donovan and this offensive line. So for the fans out there, the big change is coming. It's coming. You just got to be patient. And just long as Donovan can continue to sink his techniques, his coaching modalities that he loves to get on players about, to get them be the best product out on that field, that's going to come. And then we're going to see things from that O-line that's then going to help out the running backs, the quarterbacks, and the wide receivers, obviously, because then the offense doesn't function right without the O-line being there. So when that O-line is on point, then we're going to see a team that's going to continue to match up to the same level as that defense, and they'll go out there and start being one of the teams that they got to worry about in the Big Ten West.
Yeah, I share that optimism with you, and I do think that's the case. My biggest rant for this offensive line and the amount of criticism they got over the years is, I'm sure they're just happy to have a familiar face come back into the locker room. How many years was it where the new guy, new year, every single year?
Terrible feeling. Right.
You're probably not going to do great at your job when you got a new boss every single year. It's going to be different standards, different communication, everything, the little small things that we don't even talk about on air. Everything's a little different. So to have a familiar guy, the guy in Raiola, and as we're talking about it, Dylan Raiola possible coming back. Who knows if that's even a possibility if we don't have Donovan Raiola coaching that offensive line. But again, I definitely like what I'm seeing out of that group. And even though it was a little bit unorthodox, I don't think people are going to want to see the quarterback be the leading rusher for any Nebraska team in the future. Yeah. This team was leading the Big Ten in rushing yards for quite a while there. They might even, I can't remember where they finished exactly. But you look at the season, isn't that everything Nebraska fans have always wanted? Dominate the running game. And for a long time, even though it wasn't perfect at times, we had a decent enough line to be number one, the best. Even you can argue the quarterback was running a few times, but nonetheless, you need an offensive line to make some creases, some holes to allow that to happen. In year 3, I'm excited about it. We had a lot of guys get banged up last season, and I thought they could still be effective at times, which impressed me. It showed that the depth is also starting to develop, because in years past, it felt like we're one guard, one tackle from those guys going out. We'd be in real trouble because those, quote unquote guards and tackles at the time that we're playing, those weren't some of our best offensive line units. So it was hard to imagine what worse could look like at times. But we're at a point now, thought the offensive line was respectable, above respectable at times, and even beyond average. I'm excited for year 3 with Raiola, and we'll see what happens with the quarterback commit. But Kyle McCord was the first one talked about. Lots of fly trackers heading down to Ohio State, looking at some of their wide receivers too, in particular Fleming. What do you see in Kyle McCord before we go throw it to our third break here?
I say from
more of a pocket passer for sure.
Yeah, I say more of a player that compared to what we had at quarterback this year, we had a guy that had a little bit more development. We're reading coverages and understanding, when and how to throw the ball in terms of certain situations. But what helped him out, though, they had an O-line, they had a run game at Ohio State. Okay, that was a big difference here. Not saying it wasn't here. Not saying it was non-existent. It just wasn't as effective as the run game was in Ohio State, along with, like I said, everybody collaborating together in offensive line, the running backs, and the wide receivers. When you have a first-round draft pick, wide receiver, all Big Ten wide receiver, and Marvin Harrison Jr., makes things a lot easier. So that quarterback doesn't have the pressure as Jeff Sims had, as Heinrich Harbaugh had here this year for us. So it's just a different world. And so bringing in McCord, who has been on a team with success, that confidence can come with him. That's one benefit there. Hopefully it's not the overconfidence where he basically roots himself out of the locker room before he gets there. He doesn't want where he's posing as he's that guy to his new teammates. You can't do that. You got to come in, merge your way into that locker room to say, hey, yeah, I was so-and-so a year before, but things didn't work out for me there, or I decided to make a change. Now I'm coming in here and I'm wanting to be the best teammate that I can be in this locker room. And the best way you could do that beyond saying a comment like I just said is just doing it with your actions. Go on that football field, come every practice out to prepare. If it is the case that he's here, regardless if we don't know, it's just a line on the website about Donovan Raiola right now. So I don't want to really hype that up, get people all excited. Will it be good? It'd be great. But until that time is real, I like to talk about actual facts. And so this would be an actual fact, McCord being a possibility, but also knowing that's a fact that he's had on-field experience with a good team and understanding that coaching staff coming from Ryan Day. Charlie Day.
I like Charlie Day from It's Always Sunny.
Yeah,
too.
I was going to say Charlie Day's the comedian. Great actor, great comedian, but not the coach of football. Ryan Day at Ohio State, though, under his staff, understands how to be coached, how to get developed, and understand that. So hopefully, he can, if it does happen, then we have a good, stable of QBs that we need, because any team is in our position where we have quarterbacks that are like on the fringe of being good, not great, but just good. If they could get them there, then we have a nice little house of what these quarterbacks can develop around each other.
Yeah, and the one thing McCord's good at is going through his progressions, right? That was the one thing at Ohio State, sitting in the pocket, and he's got 1 year of eligibility left. It'd be a great kind of QB to bring in to, it's not his job. It's a competition in the offseason, but you'd assume a quarterback of his caliber, if it shows what it showed in Ohio State, he should be able to come out of that battle. And with 1 year of eligibility, it still allows the guys underneath, your Kalins, maybe Raiola, as more and more people keep wanting to chime in about. We do have a man named Ashley here, randomly caught a whiff online about Raiola being projected to flip about like an hour ago. Yes, that is real news that is happening. And I'll keep saying it. If you guys found out more information than what we're even talking about, 464-5685. We also have Red Riles asking the same thing. Guys, as we're talking about, this news is breaking pretty rapidly. So this stuff will continue to creep out. Stay glued to your phones, as I'm sure we'll get a little more information. What's happening at Georgia, why this may be opening back up.
Good question.
That's a question, and I'm sure that's something we'll find out probably
question.
by tomorrow. But nonetheless, we do got to throw it to our final break here on the Ahman Green Show. I'm Harrison on the ones and twos. Ahman Green, director of esports at UNL, streaming in with me as always. Don't go anywhere. We'll talk to you guys in a little bit.
A team succeeds when they work together. Banking's no different. At UBT, we're in your corner for every financial move you want to make. Your money's backed by a roster of experts who put in the work to know you and your community. So whether you're opening a savings account, buying a home, or planning your future, you always know who to turn to. Working together toward your financial goals. That's a win in our playbook. Union Bank and Trust. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices. Belmont Chiropractic and Novotny Nutrition and Wellness specialize in getting rid of people's pain quickly and permanently. For 31 years, they've been extremely successful with advanced techniques in pain relief using spinal adjustments and decompression, detoxification, diet and lifestyle modification, and more. They are fully equipped to handle the most seasonal athlete, weekend warrior, car accidents, strains, sprains, and more. Is there anywhere you're experiencing pain on your body, or are you fighting decreased energy and depression? Consult Belmont Chiropractic and Novotny Nutrition and Wellness first at 402-476-8619.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your link to forecast for today, expecting lots of sunshine. It'll be mild as well. We'll see a high of around 50. Tonight, increasing cloud cover with the low near 25. And tomorrow, mainly cloudy skies with a few flurries if possible, especially in the afternoon. We'll see a high of around 38. I'm meteorologist Kyle Clucker from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC. We'd like to wish everyone a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And to show our appreciation, Koppel is offering some huge holiday discounts from now until January 2nd. On select new Chevrolet vehicles, we are offering $8,000 off MSRP or 1.9% financing. Yes, you heard right. That's $8,000 off or 1.9% financing on select new Chevrolets. We also have some huge discounts on our new GMC inventory, so stop on in or check us out online at koppelcars.com. Includes finance, trade, and Costco bonus with roof credit. Stock number C299464.
Houses? They're expensive. And once you buy one, you're kind of stuck with it for a while. You need to make sure you get your best house for the best price. You need Ben Bleicher and his team of pros at Professional Realty Group. They'll take the time to figure out what's important for you in your dream home, and they have the expertise to find the hidden issues that could surprise you after the sale. That's professional knowledge, proactive service. We call that potential. Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's home service ambassador. Find more online at prg-ne.com.
If you want all the latest technologies from those big banks, but you also want that hometown feel when you walk in the front doors, choose Midwest Bank. They have top-notch technology. They make banking so easy, and they also have the friendliest staff who will take their time to get to know you and treat you like family. You get the best of both worlds when you choose Midwest Bank. I live on the go, and now I can bank on the go. With Midwest Bank, I have everything I need at my fingertips. I'm volleyball player Allie Batenhorst, and at Midwest Bank, you'll love banking here.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The electrical workers of local union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
WWE Friday Night SmackDown returns to Lincoln, January 12th, 6:45 p.m. Pinnacle Bank Arena.
Let's throw down right now.
See Rey Mysterio, LA Knight, Bobby Lashley, The Street Profits, Charlotte Flair, Io Sky, Carlito. It's WWE's Friday Night SmackDown in Lincoln, January 12th. Tickets start at $25 and on sale now. Ticketmaster.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red!
Getting experience to jumpstart a meaningful career can be difficult, and education can cost a fortune. Luckily, AmeriCorps can be the solution. With AmeriCorps, you'll earn a stipend and education award while helping people. Plus, you'll gain professional skills and make connections to help you build your career. If you're ready to start a career you can be proud of, visit serve.nebraska.gov/service to find a program for you. Paid for by Serve Nebraska, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
This is the Ahman Green Show on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back in. Final segment of the Ahman Green Show with the host, as always, Ahman Green, director of esports at UNL, with some moves as well to intro the segment. But nonetheless, we talked a little bit off air there. What's this about COD joining esports here for the Big Ten? Is that a Big Ten thing? Oh, one sec, Ahman. I'm gonna have you repeat yourself. That's my mistake. I had your mic.
Oh, yeah. No problem. No, that's not a Big Ten thing yet. So not a big esports conference yet. Not a Beck game yet. It will probably be in next, I would say, fall season. But the College COD League, like I mentioned earlier, back in September, the College COD League got shut down. They let off like, I think 30-something plus employees. But now they're back. I found that out from one of my players, a Clone, goes by Clone. Trooper, he's the team manager for the Call of Duty League. Shout out to Jaden out there.
Good gamer tag. I like it.
Yep. Clone Trooper. I was like, oh yeah, that's awesome. Star Wars reference. Oh, you're my guy. So he said, Coach, the College COD League's coming back. I said, what? I'm like, awesome. So I went to the website to confirm, and it says here on the website, if you go to College COD, so college just like it's spelled, COD.com, you'll see it says December 9th, 2023, CCL Spring 2024 season information. Boom. You click that button. What's that, baby?
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about College COD, Call of Duty. There you go. All right. That's my granddaughter right there. So when you click that link and it takes you to the rundown for the 2024 spring registration entry fees. So it starts December. So the registration starts December 15th, which is the end of this week, and goes till January 15th. That's when I'll be back in town. And so you pay your fee. It's $300 per team for open teams, and let's say $200 for more information format below. But then we have TOs that's going to run a COD season for all the colleges in America for this spring. And then, like I said, the Beck will probably work with them to organize something, or work with some organization, either ECAC or NECC, to then run a college COD season in the big esports conference come fall, September of 2024. But until then, we are back in the College COD League. That means over, I want to say, close to 2,000 colleges at all levels are in this league. They have they kind of break everything up from the rankings of other teams, right? Every team has a ranking of all the players together. And so if you have a really good team, that means you're going to be highly ranked. You'll be, just for layman terms, so to make it easy for all the college football fans in here, you'll be a D1 school, right? You'll play in the Division 1 division, and then Division 2, 3, 4, all the way down to like Division 10 and all that, where the teams are measured off each player's competition ranking. And so when you have a team of 4 players that are basically highly ranked, that's pretty much a really good team that's going to compete against other teams, because you don't want to have a team that's really, really good play against a team that's just average. That's not a fun game to watch, and that's not a fun game to be a part of. I've been a part of those games as a coach in the last 4 years when I was at Lakeland. I remember our first year playing in this league taught me right away, oh, this is a competitive league, because my players, well, one was the reaction of my player. I think I mentioned to you. He was like, oh my God. Why is these Call of Duty players playing so fast? These are the fastest players I've ever seen, because of the way they were rotating. And obviously my players dying so fast. But it showed you the competition level that we were in. We were outranked being in that game right there. So we were finding out real quick, yeah, we probably need to step it down a notch. But here in Lincoln, I know the guys have played very well, and so I'm excited to see what they're going to do this season. At the end of last season, when I came in last spring, they finished in one of the divisional round playoffs. So they made it to the playoffs, was 1 or 2 games from the finals, and they lost against our rival, I say now new rival, Iowa Hawkeyes in a best of 5 and went all 5 matches. So I'm super excited to have this college COD season being organized again and being run for all the colleges in America.
Yeah, that's a big one. That's a game title alone that you're just kind of surprised that it ever even died off at one point, that there wasn't enough funding and belief behind it to keep it alive, because that is a game year in, year out. Not necessarily my type of game, but all my friends, they're buying that copy every single year, and it's incredibly competitive. But yeah, Ahman Green, I'm sure you're one of those guys year in, year out.
I get sucked in. Well, it's like I gotta coach it, so I gotta play it. I gotta at least play it. So I know what I'm talking about when my players are talking about it.
So that's probably what you tell your girl every single time you spend $2,000 on a PC upgrade.
Yes,
how to spend the money.
I don't have to say it. It's been happening for 4 years now, so I'm like, it's just part of the job. She's like, okay, you got another, yeah, okay, no explanation.
But as we get out of here, Ahman, is there anything short term coming up here for Nebraska esports? I know we're getting close here to that winter break for a lot of these sports and programs here that are running in these winter sports.
Yeah, we do have some couple games, like Call of Duty just had a couple matches this weekend. It was more like a preseason matchup. I think we went 2-2 one game, and we lost the other one. So we just preseason matchup, and you got finals going on too. So our players are not really able to get a whole lot of practice time because they're studying on the books right now instead of on the game. So
which is always so crazy. Sorry, quick side note to think about Nebraska volleyball having finals at this time, but
yeah.
Go ahead, continue.
As a coach and a player, you're like, oh man, hopefully I can get the best out of my kids, because they got so much going on in their lives right now as athletes, as college athletes. So the good thing is for esports is just preseason, nothing serious, just kind of getting loose to the, getting back into the game. It's a new map. This game just came out back in November, so it's still new to a lot of colleges, including our players in America. So the biggest thing is trying to play it as much as possible as soon as finals week is over, to then start getting in the memorization of loadouts, the memorization of maps, and the meta on maps. Like, what's the best way to play certain maps? What's the peaks that they can't see, that the other team can't see you, and you're peeking in that way? So just finding all that stuff out. And a lot of players on our team, B and Jaden as well, know how to find that. They know how to work for it. And it's just going to be interesting. It's going to be fun to watch them in a full season this year for the College COD League and for Nebraska esports. So shout out to everybody in Nebraska esports taking finals. Good luck, study up, and I hope you pass. So not I hope, you will pass. You will pass. Let me change that word. You will pass. There you go.
Well, this has been it for the Ahman Green Show. Definitely be sure to check out Nebraska esports. Go to the website, follow them on Twitch, Instagram, Twitter. Even the Big Ten Esports Twitter account, that's a great one to follow as well. They'll give you updates on the entire conference. But that's going to be it for us. Up next, we have the Don't Punt Hour with DeMornay Pearsonell. I'm sure we will talk more Dylan Raiola, so don't go anywhere. That's up next. I'm on Green Show. We're out.